Are you ready for some good news? When you contemplate the cross of Christ and you see His sufferings, there's a kind of pain in our soul. But in doing so, in seeing how much He suffered, you see how much He paid. And if you see how much He paid, you see how much you are worth. You'll never suffer as much as Jesus suffered, but you will never suffer more than Jesus has suffered. You will never suffer to the degree Jesus has suffered, but you will never go to a degree of suffering that Jesus has not already suffered, and He is drawn to you, and there's a fellowship in that suffering. And so what I'm saying is, you think about the sufferings of Christ on the cross, you are contemplating the majesty and magnitude of the worth of every human being. You are contemplating the compassion of God in Jesus Christ for everyone who suffers. And so the women watched. But there was something they didn't see. Oh, for time to describe all they did not see. They did not see that the real battle was being fought in the heavenlies. I wish they could have seen it, and their eyes could have been opened up to see every mocking demon of hell that thought this was hell's greatest day, when at His death, and Jesus said, "It is finished," that by so dying on behalf of sinners, Jesus made a public spectacle of the enemy. Because all that hell has against you is accusation. Accusation that you failed at keeping the law. And what Jesus did on the cross was He who knew no sin became our sin, so that anyone that trusts in Jesus would not only be forgiven, but be reckoned as the very righteousness of Christ Himself. You would be justified. And so, at the cross, at the powerful moment which hell thinks they have the greatest victory, heaven wins. Because in that moment, my sin, your sin, and every believer that ever trusts in Christ has his or her sin put upon the Son of God, and it is not on me anymore. And so the women watched until the very end. And some of them had even drawn near, including Jesus' own mother, very near to the foot of the cross where they could hear His last stammering breaths. And what's wonderful is some of these same women would be the ones to arrive on Sunday morning to an empty tomb. Easter's coming, and that's the gospel.